So let me say that one more time, because I want you to be clear before we get off the call, before we go into meditation. I want you to understand the difference between difficulty and perseverance. You can only experience difficulty when your omni capabilities are not aligned to your specific potential. Let's say, for the sake of argument, your life is promoting the capabilities of doing two-step algebra problems, but you want to do the area of composite figures, where you're going to experience difficulty because what you're trying to do is not in alignment to the potential of the potential defining your life success. So you experience difficulty because your capabilities are not aligned to the specifics of your life success. Your life is asking you to do two-step equations, and you're trying to do the area of composite figures. So we experience difficulty. And if we don't align our capabilities, we don't adjust, if we don't adapt our capabilities to that specific potential, that difficulty can grow into burdensome, mental break, become even more laborious, until you contemplate quitting, giving up, whatever. The source consciousness is manifesting in you, looking to experience its capabilities through the potential. You are the source consciousness functioning within this paradigm. Why would the source consciousness create something that outside of yourself that could actually obstruct you? We would not call this entity intelligence, but that's what people do. All right, so now that's difficulty. And I want you to really keep that in mind. Difficulty, you could only experience difficulty, heartaches, hard life, whatever the case may be, because you are refusing to adjust your capabilities to the potential from which you exist through. Now, perseverance is different. Perseverance is asking us to be aware of our natal ka. So perseverance is, I'm aware of my natal ka. I'm aware that life is asking me to do two-step equations. I'm acknowledging difficulty. I am going through life understanding that I'm enduring these situations as I get better at aligning my capabilities to my potential. As I continue to adapt, I will get better at life. So I'm going to persevere through these situations to allow myself to adapt to these situations. So perseverance takes into consideration that you know your natal ka, you know what life is holding you accountable to, and you're persevering through these situations, giving yourself time to adapt and modify yourself according to the demands of life. So that's why you persevere. You're enduring this situation as you give yourself time to adapt and change, as you give yourself time to practice, as you give yourself time to understand, as you give yourself time to apply your capabilities better. We persevere through these situations with that understanding. But if you don't have the understanding of this, life becomes difficult. And that difficulty turns into a who up in heaven, we call it, where your mind becomes overburdened and you almost go through a mental break. And there are people that have actually experienced this. So difficulty is something that you experience due to improper application of your capabilities. Perseverance is something that you experience with the knowledge and understanding of what these situations are evolving you into. So you're not taking the situations personally because you know they're simply there to help you evolve. And the difficulty that you're feeling is just simply something that's there because you still have not mastered the potential from which you are existing through. But when people look at life as being difficult, they start coming up with these irrational things about life is hell, the world is hell, I don't like being here, I don't want to be here. And of course, that starts a cascade of all types of problems. So SEP is going to put you in a position where you have to persevere, but you can either persevere or experience unending difficulty until you quit. If you don't know your natal ka, if you don't know your personality, and you're not attempting to adjust yourself and modify yourself, adapt yourself to that personality. I don't use what things outside of me are doing as a way of defining why my life is going a certain way. I use how I respond to things and how I bring about outcomes as a way of defining how I can get better. Those are two different things. I try to execute and I look at the life situations as me bringing those outcomes into manifestation, and therefore it allows me to adjust and adapt how I apply myself to bring about greater outcomes. And that's how you have to look at life. If you don't look at life as a God, your life will crush you. You are a God manifesting through a specific potential. You are the God manifesting through a specific potential. I don't have the power of God to bring the universe into manifestation, but I have the power of God to be successful in my life functioning through that potential. If you don't look at life as that, no, I am Nebuchadnezzar in the flesh manifesting. Therefore, I have ultimate control over my outcomes. Then you will never grow into power. And since ultimately your life was created for you to experience your power, life will become difficult. And believe it or not, life is not there to be compounding, unending, exponentially difficult. That is something that you're doing incorrectly.